What a week. I'm exhausted. And I can't take another heavy episode. Last week's episode of working with the ancestors and trauma really took a toll on me. I don't just come up with these topics out of the blue. It's usually stuff I need to work on myself. So I figure I might as well share some of it while I'm doing it for myself. So I tackled just one generational issue last week. Well, 2 weeks actually, since my process started with the planning. Took my own advice and tackled something emotionally lighter than sexual abuse, but turned out to be way more physically exhausting. Clutter. Yep, I've struggled with it my entire life. And looking back, I thought I only needed to go back one generation, so might be easy work, right? Well, nope. I found it. There was a side of my line that we didn't interact with that much, but over the years, there it was. And the people I looked into on that side of my ancestry, the more and more I looked, the more prevalent the issue became. Once the door was opened, memories started flooding in, and not just my personal memories. It was overwhelming. Not only did I find the source of the problem, but within 2 days, the universe unleashed an urgent mandate in response. Yep, because that's the way the universe works sometimes. We put it out there, we set it in motion, and then the universe responds to make sure we do what's needed. We ask for it. Be careful what you ask for. In my case, it was a notice of mandatory fire inspection. Yeah, well, again, be careful what you manifest. I got the notice on Friday night, and the inspection was Monday morning. Now, in the past, I would have just tried to figure out a way to keep my precious stuff by moving it somewhere that could be returned later. But not this time. I already put the ancestral clearing into play before the notice came. Obviously, that's probably why it came. Anyway, for the first time in my life, I looked at something and thought, I don't need this. Now, that would never have happened in the past. On rare occasion in the past, when I was able to convince myself that I didn't need something, I'd just justify keeping it a little longer, claiming I would be looking for someone else who could make good use of it, rather than throwing it away. And during that time, I'd sometimes find a way to repurpose it. Well, not this time. With no reservations, I just threw it away. No reservations, no regret. That's huge for me. This stuff works. They were long and exhausting days, but by Sunday night, my house was transformed. Every room in my house was transformed, and the house fairies were starting to return. They knew it was real. They knew it was lasting, or they would have cautiously waited to see, like has happened on occasion in the past when I got somewhat motivated, but not to this extent. So finally, about midnight Sunday night, totally exhausted, so sore, I couldn't stand, sit, or lay down without pain. But I took 2 doses of 30C homeopathic arnica, slathered my feet in eucalyptus oil, put on some warm, cozy socks, and collapsed into bed. Even my cat knew better than to ask for anything. And I've been seeing those sparks of light in the house that fairies give off ever since. They're back. They're back. Now, the ultimate test. Will my clearing also affect my mom and son? Now, they're the only relatives that I have close enough to monitor, but I think it will. Actually, there's already evidence. My son took it upon himself to sweep the porch and clean up his garage man cave. Even came in asking if he could put a new rug down. And my mom mentioned on the phone that she wanted to get rid of some of the stuff in her living room. Now, it's too early to tell for sure, but I think there's been a major shift. not just for me, but my ascending and descending line as well. For now, I'm going to take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy my house fairies. Because magic is not just about putting energy in play, it's about taking the time to celebrate it. Although I really want to talk about the importance of releasing cultural trauma, that was my point for this episode, or my plan for this episode. It's going to have to wait another week, maybe 2. I need to rejuvenate and recharge. So what do you do to rejuvenate, recharge, and bring your magic back to full force? I curled up with my blanket and a hot cup of tea, cat in my lap, just soaking up the love. Not just the love from my cat, but the love from the house fairies returning, and my ancestors, descending and ascending, who I know were feeling it too. Reveling in the wonder of magic that has served me so well over the years. It's just a matter of deciding and putting your mind to it, putting it into play. In that special way, of course. What magic are you putting in your mind? What magic are you putting into play this week? Celebrate the results. And until next week, live using and believing in the power of magic.